Once there was a worm, Count Worm. One morning, when out for a walk, or rather a crawl, he met a small boy. The boy was crying. "What's the matter?" asked Count Worm kindly. "Why are you crying?" "Because I can't count," sniffed the boy. Now, said Count Worm, "would you like me to teach you how to count?" "Oh, yes, please," said the boy, and stopped crying. "Very well," said Count Worm. "Let us begin. Now," continued Count Worm, "let me ask you a question. How many noses do you have on your face?" The boy tried to look at his nose. "One," he said. "I have one nose on my face." "Correct," said Count Worm. "And do you know what a one looks like?" "No," said the boy. "It looks like me," said Count Worm. "Now," he continued, "let me ask you another question. How many feet do you have?" The boy looked down at his feet. It was easier than trying to look at his nose. "I have 2 feet, he replied. "Correct," said Count Worm. "You do indeed have 2 feet. In fact, you have 2 feet more than me." And he turned himself into a 2. "Is that what a 2 looks like?" asked the boy. "Absolutely," smiled Count Worm. "And what comes after 2? asked Count Worm. "Don't know," said the boy. 3, said Count Worm. 3 comes after 2, and 2 comes after 1. "Look over there," said Count Worm. "In that field there are 3 trees." And he turned himself into a 3. 1, 2, 3, said the boy. "Correct," replied Count Worm. "And then comes 4, he continued. "Look, there are 4 birds sitting on that branch. Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, counted the boy. "Splendid," smiled Count Worm, who had already become a 4. They came to a farm gate. "How many bars does that gate have?" asked Count Worm. The boy climbed up the gate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. "And this is what a 5 looks like," said Count Worm. They went through the farm gate and came to a field. "How many clouds are there in the sky?" asked Count Worm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. "What comes next?" asked the boy. 6, replied Count Worm. At the other side of the field was a farmhouse. "How many doors?" asked Count Worm. 1, said the boy. "And how many chimneys?" 2, said the boy. "Correct," replied Count Worm. "How many windows does it have?" asked the boy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, said Count Worm. "After 7 comes 8, said Count Worm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like the flowers over there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 flowers, said the boy. "That's right," puffed Count Worm. Turning himself into an 8 was a bit of an effort. In fact, turning himself into an 8 was a lot of an effort. "I say," said Count Worm, "there are 9 apples on that apple tree." "No, there aren't," said the boy, and he picked one of the apples and ate it. "Oh, now there are only 8 apples," he said, with his mouth full. Count Worm smiled as he turned himself into a 9. "You've learned how to count," he said, and laughed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, said the boy. "What comes after 9? 10, replied Count Worm. Will you turn yourself into a 10 for me? Asked the boy. Sorry, said Count Worm. I can't do that without the help of a friend. And he whistled. A very loud worm whistle. Another worm appeared out of the ground. Percy, said Count Worm, for that was the other worm's name, will you help me to show this little boy what a 10 looks like? My pleasure, said Percy. And between them, they made a 10. Thank you very much, Percy, said the boy. My pleasure, replied Percy, and disappeared into the ground. Then the boy also said, thank you, to Count Worm. And then he went home, saying, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, over and over to himself. Count Worm smiled and crawled off.